I thought I was so careful. I had the timing down to a science. The click of the lock, the silent house, the perfect private window of freedom. But all it takes is one mistake. One moment of getting lost in the twirl of a skirt, the swish of synthetic hair, and your whole world can shatter. I was home alone, or so I thought. I had slipped into the softest pink dress, the one that made me feel impossibly delicate. I had applied a little gloss, a touch of blush. The long blonde wig was the final touch, transforming the boy in the mirror into a trembling, beautiful stranger. I was lost in the fantasy, and that's when I heard it, the creak of the door. I froze. My heart didn't just sink, it plummeted into a bottomless pit of icy dread. Standing in the doorway was my sister. Her eyes wide with shock for a single second, then they narrowed. A slow, wicked smirk spread across her face. "Well, well, well," she purred, stepping inside and closing the door behind her with a soft, final click. "What do we have here?" I had stammered, a jumble of pathetic excuses dying on my glossed lips. She didn't listen. She began a slow, circling inspection, like a shark. "A pink dress, little lace-trimmed socks. Is that my lip gloss?" She tutted playfully. "Little brother, you have been holding out on me." My face burned. I reached to pull the dress off, to tear the wig from my head, and she chided, swatting my hand away. "Don't be shy now. You were having so much fun. Show me that twirl again. Come on." "It's not what it looks like," I finally squeaked, my voice embarrassingly high. "Oh, it's exactly what it looks like. And you know what? I think you need a proper lesson. If you're going to play dress-up in my clothes, you're going to do it right." Before I could protest, her hand clamped around my wrist. Her grip was surprisingly strong. She dragged me down the hall to her room, a sanctuary of femininity that suddenly felt like a prison. "If you're going to be a princess," she declared, shoving me down onto her vanity stool, "you're going to look like one." What followed was a blur of humiliation and bizarre intimacy. She wasn't rough, she was meticulous. She applied foundation with a beauty blender, smoothing out any trace of stubble or masculinity. She dusted my cheeks with a rosy blush. "To give you a cute, flustered look," she explained. She applied mascara, curling my lashes until they brushed against my brows. Then came the false lashes, long, fluttering things that made me blink in surprise. She restyled the wig, pinning it back with tiny satin bows. She clipped dangly, heart-shaped earrings to my ears. And finally, she produced a nail polish bottle, a shocking, glossy pink. "Hold still," she ordered, painting each of my nails with a surgeon's precision. "We can't have those boyish hands giving you away." When she finally spun me around to face the mirror, I gasped. I didn't see my sister's brother. I saw a doll, a perfectly made-up, hyper-feminine parody of a girl. The humiliation was a hot wave over my skin. But underneath it, a tiny, traitorous spark of awe. I thought the nightmare was over. I was wrong. "All right, princess," she said, her voice sing-song with malice. "Time for your debut." "No, no, no way!" I pleaded, panic rising in my throat. "Oh, come on. You look adorable. What's the point if no one sees?" she teased. "Someone will recognize me." She leaned in, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Well, I could always just send these pictures I've been taking to everyone at school. Would you prefer that?" My blood ran cold. She had me, completely and utterly. "Now," she said, her cheerfulness returning, "put on these heels, grab this purse. We're going to the cafe." Stepping outside was like walking onto a stage under a blinding spotlight. Every click of the too-high heels on the pavement echoed my heartbeat. The breeze made the skirt swish around my thighs, a constant exposing reminder. I clutched the stupid little pink purse like a lifeline, trying to make myself small. "Stand up straight, sis," my sister chirped, pinching my side. "Shoulders back. Walk with confidence."
People looked. A group of girls giggled behind their hands. A guy sitting outside the cafe gave me a long, appreciative look and a smile. My sister nudged me hard. "Oh my God, he totally thinks you're cute. Blow him a kiss." I wanted to die. She dragged me into the cafe. The air was thick with the smell of coffee and impending doom. "Okay, princess," she said, whispering, her voice full of gleeful menace. "You're ordering, and use your best, prettiest voice." I can't, I breathed, my voice trembling. "Or," she said, leaning in, "I can order for us and say, 'My little sister is just too shy to talk.' Your choice." The waitress approached, smiling. "What can I get for you girls?" I took a shuddering breath. My sister's eyes drilled into me. "I can have a strawberry milkshake, please?" I squeaked, my voice a humiliating, breathy falsetto. The waitress didn't even blink. "Of course, sweetie. 1 strawberry milkshake." My sister burst into delighted laughter, and I'd never felt more exposed in my entire life. When we finally got home, I collapsed on my bed, a wreck of smudge mascara and utter humiliation. I started to pull at the dress, desperate for it to be over. But my sister just stood in the doorway, watching me, that same infuriating smirk on her face. "You know, I think you kind of liked it," she said, her head tilted. "Don't worry," she said softly, turning to leave. "This was just the audition, sis. The real fun starts tomorrow." The door closed, and I was left alone, trembling, exhausted, and terrified that she was right.